Hey there guys, welcome back to Rickard's journey through Skyrim. You find us just on the outside of Robber's Gorge. Now, I'm still... yes. Expert on my own, I'm finding this... I'm not saying I'm finding it difficult. I mean, we can cut a bloody swath through most enemies. But that bandit chief is giving me a real thirst for blood. And I'm content to stick with expert. I just think it's best. I mean, we managed to cut our way through most of Robber's Gorge. So I think we should stick while we're ahead and continue our way to Solitude. Yeah, I know. But as soon as I have either a companion, a friend, or hired help, we're going to wage war on the rest of Robber's Gorge. I mean, it makes perfect sense in the fact that even if I was successful in killing the bandit, the rest of the bandits in there, and loot them for everything they have, I couldn't carry it. So it would actually be a waste of money. And even if I was to loot everything, the time... hello. Excuse me. Who are you?
Yes?
Hello?
We are traveling to the Shrine of Kinnereth in Whiterun. I hear the Gildergreen is more beautiful than ever since it's been restored. They say that eating the fruit it bears will add years to your life.
Danica never told me that. Oh no, that could have helped with so many things. Oh, and there was just one thing. While I was off camera, you'll note that, if you remember, that I no longer have Ariel. She glitched out and I had to send her away. But then a courier found me and gave me this. Rickard, in the name of Jarl Siggeir, it is with great regret that we inform you of Ariel's death. The deceased has bequeathed unto you a measure of inheritance in the amount of 300 gold. The Jarl's court has levied an amount of 30 gold pieces from the sum as lawfully and honourably due tax. The remainder has been commended unto you the care of a trusted courier for delivery. While all of the Jarl's court grieves with you on this day, we rejoice in the knowledge that the deceased was in possession of dear friends and wealth to communicate unto them. May this lawfully bestowed inheritance prove as a reminder of your enduring faith in one another, and one of the Jarl's beneficence accord unto you both. So, she dead. She died somewhere. Something must have attacked her on the road. Absolutely no idea when. Just sometime between when I let her go and sometime when the letter arrived. So she must have died somewhere in Falkreath Hold. So that was actually... I mean, I lost a follower, but the follower glitched out, so... what is going on here? Potion of healing, I'll take it. Yes, I'm stealing dead people's stuff. Must have been bandits. So yeah, that's actually gonna... so we're no longer gonna have Ariel. Ever. Oh, what is that? Ah, Dragon Bridge. And Solitude is right there. That's actually quite far away still. Oh well. Now I actually have that Daedra's beacon. Here we are entering Solitude Hold. And I believe that shrine is right there. Directly in front, in the middle of the screen. However, I believe what's probably best is if I actually make an effort to get some hired help. Because I could barely... I can't even defeat a bandit chief. So if I go into those Daedric ruins, then it's just not going to happen, is it? So I think the best thing for me to do, the best thing for Rickard, is to actually get some backup. Here we are, just outside Solitude now. Do you know that subtle feeling that you get when you walk somewhere so far away and you get very close and then you suddenly wish that you took the carriage or the bus, just whichever way would make it easier.
If you've come to Solitude to join the Legion, speak to Rika. If not, just keep your nose clean while you're here, or you'll end up like Rogvir. You're just in time to say hello to Rogvir.
Who is Rogvir?
He's the sorry bastard who's going to be executed. A gate guard who let Ulfric Stormcloak escape the city after he killed the High King.
Oh, he's that Rogvir. Well, it's all a bit shit, isn't it? I mean, it looks well defensible. You know, unless you was to I mean, this is the way that I would do it. Go up that road, because there was a road back there. You could easily scale down that mountainside. But no one will ever listen to me.
They can't hurt Uncle Rogvir. Tell them he didn't do it.
Positions.
Sorry, you need to go home. Go home and stay there.
You
until
betrayed
know.
us.
Traitor!
You should tell her that her uncle is scum that betrayed his High King. Best she know now, Advar.
You're all heart again.
Rogvir, you helped Ulfric Stormcloak escape the city after he murdered High King Torrig. By opening that gate for Ulfric, you betrayed the people of Solitude.
He doesn't deserve to speak!
There was no murder. Ulfric challenged Torrig. He beat the High King in fair combat. Such is our way. Such is the ancient custom of Skyrim and all Nords.
Boo!
On this day, I go to Sovngarde.
Well, that was short and sweet. It's good to know that that nearly happened to me.
Guard, you were.
Let's grab something to eat. Right. So we're here in the capital. Now, if there's anyone around here who's going to help me carry my burdens. More from what? It's an execution. You wanted him to put up a fight? Jesus. We're going to find help in here. And chances are this help is going to be expensive. Let's see, who could it be? Is it you?
By blade or by spell. If you want it dead, I'll make it dead. All you need to do is pay my fee.
Belrand. Belrand. You look like a tough guy. Consider yourself hired.
What dangers and wonders shall we discover in the frozen wastes? I can hardly wait to find out.
Come with me.
Lead on then.
It's actually a very nice place. Probably visit here soon. What I do need to do is give you some stuff.
Watch over you. Do I get to keep it? Ah, just kidding.
You get to keep it if I die. Have yourself... Actually, first things first. Take all of that. And... I really hate that I can't get rid of this. But I'm already so much lighter than I was. Now let's find the local gift shop.
You know you can afford a septim or two.
Bits and pieces.
Viren said you got here just before the execution. Must have been a lovely first sight.
Who is Berend?
Baron's my husband. He works the forge up at Castle Dower. I barely see him nowadays, what with him filling orders for the army.
Were you at Rogvir's execution?
No, that was an ugly affair. High King Torig's death has turned the whole town on its head. Between you and me, he wasn't even that good a king. All of those rambling speeches about the Empire this and the Empire that.
Fair enough.
Some might call this junk. Me, I call them treasures. Pieces anytime.
You're a bit mismatched for armor. Maybe I should go about changing that. Maybe we should go visit the husband.
You should see me when you get bored, stranger.
I think you're okay. Why, hello there.
Seems there's no end to the needs of the Imperials. But what can I help you with?
You make armor for them?
It's almost all I have time for these days. The men training here in Solitude, and the troops out in the field, they all need weapons and armor. But I'm not telling you anything you don't already know.
You're pretty dedicated to the Empire then.
To be honest, no. But High King Torig supported them. And now, her Lady Elisif has thrown in with them. You could say I'm a king's man at heart. I guess that's Jarl's man now. My loyalty lies with Solitude. So, where Jarl Elisif leads, I follow.
You haven't considered fighting for them, have you?
I think I would, if it weren't for my son and my wife. Oh, Sema would have my hide if I even suggested I might step foot on a battlefield. You think Stormcloaks and Legionnaires are dangerous? Ha!
I can relate on that.
The finest weapons and armor. Need something? Do I get to keep it? Ah, just kidding. Let's go.
Actually, Belrand, that look You can absolutely keep it. That suits you to a diamond T. Okay. Can I actually improve anything that I'm... Yes, I can. About bloody time I can make those superior. Right. It's about afternoonish. You hungry? I know I am. I'm tired too. Who are you?
As High Priest of the Eight Divines, I bid you welcome.
Oh, you're a High Priest. You look awfully skulky for a High Priest. What's this? So I'm just leaving potions of health around? Who is this person? I'd like to meet them. Corpulus.
Welcome to the Winking Skeever, friend.
Winking Skeever?
Well, as it turns out, I had a pet skeever when I was a boy, and he used to wink.
You kept him as a pet?
They were smaller back then.
Okay. Have you heard any rumours lately?
I've heard Jari Raz hanging around the Wells district, looking for new blood to hire.
Yeah, he was probably the one that spoke to me earlier. Do you have a room?
Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room. Right this way.
Why, thank you. Don't be surprised if these potions go missing. I say that. Oh, where did I see that? Black Arrow, Volume 1. Well, I'm not going to steal it. The Black Arrow, Part 1, by Gorgic Gwyn. I was young when the Duchess of Woda hired me as an assistant footman at her summer palace. My experience with the ways of the titled aristocracy was very limited before that day. There were wealthy merchants, traders, diplomats and officials who had large operations in Eldenroot and ostentatious palaces for entertaining, but my relatives were all far from those social circles. There was no family business for me to enter when I reached adulthood, but my cousin heard that an estate far from the city required servants. It was so remotely located that there were unlikely to be many applicants for the positions. I walked for 5 days into the jungles of Valenwood before I met a group of riders going my direction. They were 3 Bosmer men, 1 Bosmer woman, 2 Breton women, and a Dunmer. Adventurers from the look of them. "Are you also going to Moliva?" asked Prolissa, one of the Breton women, after we had made our introductions. "I don't know what that is," I replied. "I'm seeking a domestic position with a Duchess of Woda." "We'll take you to her gate," said the Dunmer, Misson Akin, pulling me up to his horse. "But you would be wise not to tell her Grace that students from Moliva escorted you, not unless you don't really want the position in her service," Akin explained himself as we rode on. Moliva was the closest village to the Duchess's estate, where a great and renowned archer had retired after a long life of military service. His name was Hiomast, and though he was retired, he had begun to accept students who wished to learn the art of the bow. In time, when word spread of the great teacher, more and more students arrived to learn from the master. The Breton woman had come down all the way from western reach of High Rock. Akin himself had journeyed across the continent from home near the great volcano in Morrowind. He showed me the ebony arrows he had bought from his homeland. I had never seen anything so black. From what we've heard, said Kopale, one of the Bosmer men. "The Duchess is an Imperial whose family has been here ever before the Empire was formed. So you might think that she was accustomed to the common people of Valenwood. Nothing could be further from the truth. She despises the village and the school most of all. I suppose she wants to control all the traffic in the jungle," laughed Prolissa. I accepted the information with gratitude and found myself dreading more and more my first meeting with the intolerant Duchess. My first sight of the palace through the trees did nothing to assuage my fears. It was nothing like any building I had ever seen in Valenwood, a vast edifice of stone and iron with a jagged row of battlements like the jaws of a great beast. Most of the trees near the palace had been hewn away long ago. I could only imagine the scandal that must have caused, and what fear the Bosmer peasants must have had for the Duchy of Woda to have allowed it. In their stead was a wide grey-green moat circling the ring around the palace, so it seemed to be on a perfect, if artificial, island. I had seen such sights in tapestries from High Rock and the Imperial Province, but never in my homeland. There'll be a guard at the gate, so we'll leave you here," said Ekin, stopping his horse in the road. "It'd be best if you weren't damned by association with us." I thanked my companions and wished them good luck with their schooling. They rode on and I followed on foot. In a few minutes' time, I was at the front gate, which I noticed was linked to a tall and ornate railing to keep the compound secure. When the gatekeeper understood that I was there to inquire about a domestic position, he allowed me past and signalled to another guard across the open lawn to extend the drawbridge and allow me in. There was one last security measure, the front door, an iron monstrosity with the Woda coat of arms across, the top reinforced by more strips of iron and a single golden keyhole. The man standing guard unlocked the door and gave me passage into the huge, gloomy grey stone palace. Her Grace greeted me in her drawing room. She was thin and wrinkled like a reptile. Cloaked in a simple red gown, it was obvious that she never smiled. Our interview consisted of a single question. "Do you know anything about being a junior footman in the employment of an imperial noblewoman?" Her voice was like ancient leather. "No, Your Grace." "Good. No servant ever understands what needs to be done, and I particularly dislike those who think they do. You're engaged." Life at the palace was joyless, but the position of junior footman was very undemanding. I had nothing to do most days except stay out of the Duchess' sight. At such times I usually walked 2 miles down the road to Molliver. In some ways there was nothing special or unusual about the village. There are thousands of identical places in Valenwood, but on the hillside nearby was Master Hiomast's archery academy, and I would often take my luncheon and watch the practice. Prolissa and Ekin would sometimes meet me afterwards. With Ekin, the subjects of conversation very seldom strayed far from archery, though I was very fond of him. I found Prolissa a more enchanting companion, not only because she was pretty for a Breton, but also because she seemed to have interests outside the realm of marksmanship. So better conversation then. There's a circus in High Rock I saw when I was a little girl, called the Quill Circus. She said during one of our walks through the woods, they've been around for as long as anyone can remember. You have to see them if you ever can. They have plays and sideshows and the most amazing acrobats and archers you've ever seen. That's my dream, to join them, someday when I'm good enough." "How will you know when you're good enough?" "Good enough with an archer?" I asked. She didn't answer, and when I turned I realised that she had disappeared. I looked around, bewildered, until I heard laughter from the tree above me. She was perched on a branch, grinning. "I may not join as an archer. Maybe I'll join as an acrobat," she said. "Or maybe as both." I figured that Valenwood would be the place to go see what I could learn. You've got all those great teachers to imitate in the trees here. Those ape men. She coiled up, bracing her left leg before springing forward. On her right. In a second she had leapt across to a neighbouring branch. I found it difficult to keep talking to her. "The Imga, you mean?" I stammered. "Aren't you nervous up at that height?" It's a cliché, I know," she said, jumping to an even higher branch. "But the secret is not to ever look down. Would you mind coming down?" "I probably should anyhow," she said. She was a good 30 feet up now, balancing her arms outstretched on a very narrow branch. She gestured toward the gate, just barely visible on the other side of the road. "This tree is actually as close as I want to get to your Duchess's palace." I held back a gasp as she dove off the branch, somersaulting until she landed on the ground, knees slightly bent. That was the trick, she explained, anticipating the blow before it happened. I expressed to her my confidence that she would be a great attraction at the Quill Circus. Of course, I know that never was to be. On that day, as I recall, I had to return early. It was one of the rare occasions when I had to work, of a sort, to do. Whenever the Duchess had guests, I was to be at the palace. That is not to say that I had any particular duties, except to be seen standing at attention in the dining room. The stewards and maids worked hard to bring in the food and clear the plates afterwards, but the footmen were purely decorative, a formality. But at least I was an audience for a drama to come. There we go. And I have book 2 back at the house. So I'll read that one whenever I'm back in Whiterun. Right, time for breakfast. Lavender dumpling and goat. Breakfast of champions. Right. Oh, there's so many potions of healing lying around. Hello?
There's always more to be done.
You were at the execution.
I showed up to watch, yeah. I don't know if they were right to execute him for what he did, but I'll tell you something. It couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
That seems rather harsh.
Listen, Rogvir and I grew up together. It was us, a few others, and Vivienne. Vivienne Onis. I have no idea why, but one day I told Rogvir I liked her. It was a stupid thing to do. He mocked me incessantly after that. From that point forward, every time Vivienne and I were anywhere close to each other, he made sure to humiliate me.
Oh, he was one of those.
Dump meat on my head, anything he could get away with. Once he even slipped a beehive into my bed. We were children, sure, but Rogvir never outgrew that immaturity or his cruelty. So any talk about him being an honorable Nord? Pure folly.
Fair enough.
I was done talking anyway.
You're not too pleasant yourself either. And she has a wonderful voice. It sounds like he took to drinking a little bit early. Okie dokie, so we're going to hit the road after having eaten and slept and rested. And what we're actually going to do is we're going to go to the statue of Meridia to understand why I found her beacon in Bleak Falls Barrow, of all places. I am prepared for a fight with undead, and let's put the arrows away, just because they often get in the way when I don't have a bow. Okie dokie. It'll be interesting to see how this goes with Belrond. Now I do believe combat is obviously going to change, because when I was with Ariel, Ariel could heal me while I was busy hacking and slashing away, and I could also heal myself, so that was ×2 healing whenever we was in a fight. I think Belrond is going to be the opposite. I think I am going to be healing him, except he's obviously not going to be healing himself. I mean, obviously I could give him potions, but once I have enough potions to do that, then I will give him potions. Let's just put... what is it? The Break of Dawn. I am interested to know what Meridia was talking about when she said that I would become the instrument of her cleansing light. Especially when she was already talking about defilement and such alike. What is that? There's an awfully bright light. Or is that a cloud? Nope, that's a light. That is a pillar of light. If ever I've seen one. How I did not see that on my way here is beyond me. Really? It's first thing in the morning and it's cold? Lord have mercy on my soul. Actually, I know I say that a lot. I always say Lord have mercy. I'm not even religious myself. I think it would be rather fun if I was to say Kind's mercy or something like that. I don't know. Just something stupid and silly to get more into character. Who is that? Thalmor. Well, some would say your defilement, but I doubt your defilement has anything to do with this temple. Or does it? What were you doing? Having a piss? Maybe.
Look at my temple lying in ruins. So much for the constancy of mortals, their crafts and their hearts.
Can you not shout? Please.
If they love me not, how can my love reach them?
What's this? Oh, there's a word wall. I'll be with you in just 1 second. Air. Elemental Fury. Oh, I did check out that Kind's piece is... let's check out what shouts we have, because we have quite a few now. Elemental Fury. The Thume imbues your arms with the speed of wind, allowing for faster weapon strikes. Let's go for that. Kind's piece. The voice soothes wild beasts who lose their desire to fight or flee. Kind's piece is a pretty useless one.
That I might guide you toward your destiny.
Okay. Just here, yeah? Oh my god, put me down. This is why I don't like Daedra.
It is time for my splendor to return to Skyrim. But the token of my truth lies buried in the ruins of my once great temple, now tainted by a profane darkness skittering within.
I do have a fear of heights, just so you know.
The necromancer Malkaran defiles my shrine with vile corruptions, trapping lost souls left in the wake of this war to do his bidding. Worse still, He uses the power stored within my own token to fuel his foul deeds. I have brought you here, mortal, to be my champion. You will enter my temple, retrieve my artifact, and destroy the Defiler.
I'll kill the Necromancer. Tell me more of this artifact that you speak of.
Mortals call it Dawnbreaker, for it was forged in a holy light that breaks upon my foes, burning away corruption and false life. You will enter my shrine, destroy Malkorin, and retrieve this mighty blade.
So it's a sword. Well, considering how you could just drop me right now, if I was to say no, and if, you could absolutely just drop me and just splat me right on the ground. On your own temple, maybe. It doesn't sound like I have much choice.
But a single candle can banish the darkness of the entire void. If not you, then someone else. My beacon is sure to attract a worthy soul. But if you are wise, you will heed my bidding. Go now. The artifact must be reclaimed, and Malkorin destroyed.
So I did have a choice.
Malkorin has forced the door shut, but this is my temple, and it responds to my decree. I will send down a ray of light, guide this light through my temple, and its doors will open.
Okay, I'm up for this. Or down. Please put me down gently. Ugh. Daedra. Seriously. Always wants for drama. So where is this door? Ah, there it is. Where's Belrand? There he is. You ready?
Look at these stones. The ancestors knew how to build, no doubt.
Yeah, they built a temple to a mad Daedra who clearly doesn't like defilement. Ooh. Oh, if you're ever low on gold, just stepping out of character for a moment, if you're ever low on gold when you come here, you should come here. Because it just seems to be that every single...
To think that some of my own ancestors might be buried in here.
Because every single body in here literally just seems to be carrying a lot of gold. And we should be cautious. I might switch to the bow. However, I'm not using fire arrows. You know what? All these bodies, I'm actually going to leave them to loot until I'm on my way out. Otherwise, because then that way I can just loot them all off camera. And this way, we can just get through whatever we need to do here. Ah, damn it. Sometimes I find adept locks more challenging than expert. And I wonder how that is actually possible. Honed Ancient Nord Sword. Minor healing. Fire arrows. Oh, ice arrows and lightning arrows. Oh, that was so worth it. Come on then, Malkoran. Where are you hiding? There's one of Meridia's guiding lights. I like how there's actually a mod that removes the sound of these. It's really not that annoying. I've said that now. Oh, I'm hungry. I wonder, does being hungry actually affect the speed of which I draw arrows?
Got the feeling there's trouble ahead.
Yeah, I can see it. What have we got here? They don't look friendly.
What are you doing?
Stay out of my way! I wasn't trying to hit you on purpose. There does seem to be a way. Hello. You're another one? I see you. This one doesn't seem to want to do much attacking. So you just put them out of their misery. I think they are a good source of steel arrows as well. So what was this way? Oh, you can see the light moving through the temple. Potions to resist fire. So I need to get up there. Trying not to hit Belrund with this as well. Jump. What? Oh, did he just summon a follower? Nice. Ooh. Ooh. That iron door is adept. Did I trigger it? I did trigger it. Where is the light going? Up there. He conjured a wolf.
These old halls fill some folk with dread, but as a Nord, they fill me with pride.
You talk a lot. But at least you don't sound like some other followers I know. Garnet, amethysts, gold, firestorm, potion of magicka, scroll of mayhem. Creatures and people up to level 12 will attack anyone. Who would do that? The scroll of hysteria maybe, but so where do I go now? Ow. Yes, that light does harm you. I think I actually knew of that before. Now I think I need to go back the way I came. And let's actually close up these wounds that I just gave myself. Because believe it or not, that light really does hurt. This is a real creepy place. So now it should be that way, yeah. Belrund, you coming? Belrund. Oh, I'm sure he'll catch up. Oh. I don't even go that way. I'm lost. Why do I always get lost? Why is it always me? Can't remember the layout. Oh, if I go up this way, is there going to be a path to my right? Yes, there is. Oh, get out of my way. There I can see the light moving. Oh, look. Expert lock. Ooh. Ah, damn it. Nearly first time. Draft of strength. A lot of gold. Elven war axe. Gauntlets of smithing. And let's keep moving. Deeper into Kilcreath. I know I gave you a two-handed sword, but if you're a spellcaster, maybe I can just give you a really decent one-handed weapon. Nice. I actually like that you summon. I mean, I know I'm not fond of conjuration. It's necromancy that I don't like. So long as you don't do that.
We're bound to find some gold in these ruins. But out of respect, let's leave a few coins for the dead.
Maybe you're right. Right. So I need to trigger that one. Got any more shades? Yeah, I can see one. That was one hell of a shot. Any more? Yep. Do you want to show your face? No, you've continued moving that way. We need to go this way. Oh, there's the party. Get back. Grand Soul Gem. This is Potion of Stamina. And there was one here. I don't know where he's gone. Hello. Just the one? I think it's just the one. Hi there. Those eyes are really daunting. Alright, I'm gonna jump. Don't follow me.
May the gods
Nah.
watch over your back, friend.
That's annoying. Instead of jumping, I pressed the speak button. You're going the wrong way, man. No sign of Malkoran yet, but plenty of his corruption. We're going to take the bridge over. And I'll take that potion. Battle of Red Mountain? That's a skill book, right? Yep. And I already need to level up. Common Soul Gem. Elven Bow. Potion of Mind Stamina again. Vigorous Healing. God, there's lots of potions here. Should have come here earlier. See you.
Lead on then.
I see you too. Let me guess, there's one behind me, isn't there? Don't kill me. Are we good? I think we're good. I never remember the hunting bow being so big. That is so sneaky, because you can't see it. Like, from this angle, yes. Is there 3 of them or 2 of them? That is very sneaky.
Plunder these ruins at your peril, friend. The spirits of the dead won't look kindly upon it.
Hey, I'm paying you to follow me, so you're going to follow me wherever I go. Now, that's going to open that one. But for the intricacies, I imagine that behind that door is Malkoran.